Welcome back, guys. I know you guys have been missing me. I haven't done a video yesterday, but I was just kind of messing around, being busy with a lot of stuff. So just thought I'd give you guys a little market update on what's going on, what to expect, what not to expect, right? So we know currently the market is dropped below the $2 trillion mark again. We don't know how far this bloodbath is going to go, but definitely just a lot of hodlers, like anybody hodling altcoins. I said, look, if you're in loss, do not sell and get out, because that's the last thing you want to do. Just hodl, you'll be fine. Anybody who's made significant gains, I'm hoping that they have taken their initial investments out and they are not hurt, because I've been going on about for months and months now. So I hope everyone's followed through and done the correct thing. Anyone in BTC who bought it for during the early days and made some profits, regardless how far it's dropped, I've advised a few people without financial advice, so this is not a financial advice. I told a lot of people back a few days ago, I said, just scale out a little bit if you can and just wait, because the market is going to change its kind of position right now. And true to its worth, we were at $1.3 trillion BTC at that time when we talked about it, and it's currently dropped below the 1 trillion, somewhere around the almost close to 900 billion basically. So we're basically seeing a nice little correction, and this could last a little bit longer. So a lot of people get to how would I say this, they expect everything to happen now. I know it's a tough one, right? Everyone wants it to happen now, within the hour, within 4 hours. It doesn't work like that. What you got to understand, when you drop significantly and the market collapses, right, it could take days, weeks for it to recover. And also I'm sure I made a video very recently, I'm not sure when, I can't remember, but I made a video and I said, look guys, one of the things that we are expecting is we've had too many monthly candles that are green, right? So we need to have a red candle as well, because we need to have at least 1 month that is not so bullish, and that kind of is healthy as well. And funnily, we got rejected on this specific month exactly where we were rejected originally in 2013. So if you follow the charts, you will see the same thing, right? So we're expecting a nice little correction. As long as we don't go below the 50% Bitcoin logarithmic chart, we should be fine. This is the reason why I'm not doing TA and this and that. And I wanted to talk about TA as well. I mean, doing TA or doing data analysis, right? There's a lot involved, right? And it's very hard. And I'll tell you what's hard and what's not, right? So doing a simple TA based on trend and price action and market momentum, it's easy to predict what direction the market's going. I mean, the market's doing it anyway. You just stick a trend line and you're fine, right? That's very basic. Analyzing all the data and putting it on the chart and then using that data to calculate where the market's going before the market goes there, that's a little bit harder but doable, right? But I'll tell you what's hard. Combining both together, right? Combining both data analysis and technical analysis, combining both together and predicting days ahead and then telling everybody. That's the hardest thing. I mean, doing a TA, keeping it to yourself is easy. Doing data analysis, keeping it to yourself is easy, right? You don't need to tell anybody. We don't worry about anything. But when you're doing these kind of stuff and then you're making it go public, that's freaky, right? Because you could be wrong, and that's the hardest thing to do, is you're telling everybody where the market's going. So recently what I did was, some of the guys in the group know this, right? So since I've been absent from YouTube, I've been doing a few bits and bobs here and there. One, I was busy creating a custom indicator based on an indicator that I have, which originally is based on an indicator somebody else had, right? So I've customized my one, and then this person wanted a slight modification to it, so I've done the modification and I gave it to them. So that's that. I've also made a version of it public, which I use, right? So I'm not giving you so the one that's public is not one that I've literally given to somebody else, right? It's the one I use, so there's nothing different. So what I've done also is I've made my chart public now. So one of my chart, actually, and not all of them, but I've made one of my chart public, and it's going to be in the description, and you can literally click that link and see exactly what I'm seeing. So for example, if I'm looking at Ethereum right now, you click it, boom, you will see Ethereum too, exactly where I'm seeing, where I'm zoomed in, whatnot, right? My time frames, my setting, everything. If I'm on BTC, for example, you will see BTC, any coin I'm watching right now, at that very second you click and you're also going to be there as well. And it has all my settings and you know, my configurations for the chart, the layout, everything is there. And all you've got to do is literally clone it. I've made it so I've activated cloning. Back in the days I never used to share my chart, but now you can actually go in, clone it, mark it, do whatever you want, right? You can modify it, use it for your own benefit. And all my what do you call this, all my indicators, my custom indicators are on the chart. So I've been hiding these charts for a long time, and recently I thought, you know what, I might as well start taking people and making it more advanced. Because the thing is, I've got a lot of guys who are kind of new, and I've been showing them the basics and trying to get them like kind of used to the basic idea of what to do, what not to do. Because you know what the biggest problem is, a lot of people, when you see something advanced, it looks beautiful, because obviously I like my colors and everything. You're gonna love it, you're gonna fall in love with it, but if you don't understand it, it's pointless, right? And they're very, very how would I say this, technically advanced, these things, because they can show you pretty much anything on a chart, right? At a glance you can easily see, and that's what I did. I've got time to do 50 different indicators, and I mean, each of those indicators, they have minimum of at least 5 to 6 different indicators built into them, right? Or functions built into them. And if you were to use it on a free chart, for example, your maximum you would have been able to use is about 3. Is 3, sorry, not about 3, is 3. So recently my account expired as well, so I'm now on a free account as well. So obviously me creating these indicators with 6-7 built-in indicators in them, right? When I'm combining them, in fact, I'll be honest with you, when I combine them, I'm using 37 different metrics at the same time. So that's the advantage, right? Rather than having 3 and struggle and then go back and forth, I've got 37 stuff showing on my chart, right? Obviously it's a lot more deeper, it's internal, you won't see all of them, but there's 37 different metrics being shown at the same time, and I could easily see where the market's going. I mean, to the point where the current new indicator that I've just activated yesterday and I've made it public, that particular indicator will even show you what's happening within a volume candle. So I mean, that might freak out a lot of people. It does take a little bit of you getting used to, but it's fun, you know. That's the whole thing. Have a bit of fun and this and that, right? Don't take them too serious, because look, there is no such thing as 100% accurate indicator, so be very, very careful when you do use them. But I've got the link below. Anyone's welcome to click in, take it, clone it, do whatever. Some of them are open source, some of them are not, unfortunately. So some of the codes are locked, because I don't want to make them open source, because they are very dangerous. And anyone who's new to the game, I really don't want them to get burnt or anything using these indicators, because trust me, if you don't know how to use it, if you don't understand the time frames, if you don't understand how the EMAs work, you will suffer. Right? I mentioned something on one of the groups the other day. I said, look, understanding EMA, right, or even the moving averages, you've got to understand how to put a moving average on a specific thing. So for example, when we talk about 8 moving EMA, for example, or even moving average, we're talking about 8 days. When we're talking about 13, we're actually not talking about days anymore, we're talking about weeks, right? So this is what you have to understand. When we're talking about 21, we're talking about weeks. When we're talking about 20, we're talking about days. So there are multiple different things. Obviously, I mean, I can go through the whole list, right? So when we say 8, when we say 13, when we say for example, when we say 20, you know, 50, they all represent a different time frame. So that's what I want everybody to understand, right? There's multiple time frames out there. When we're talking about trend lines, right? The longer your trend line, the better it is, right? Weekly is a bit tough, but daily, you can easily do daily trend lines, right? So use your daily trend line and then zoom into the chart, see your 4 hours, 1 hour. Some of my indicators are configured to be very optimal on an hourly basis, on a 15-minute basis, 15-minute, hourly, daily, right? So there's a different time frame where they're much more optimal. Other time frames they're not, but if you use them all in a combination, they will give you the bigger picture at a glance, right? Easy to see. So that's what I want to say, right? So yeah, it's really hard doing TA and doing data analysis and then putting it all on one chart and then having some custom indicators to show you what's actually going on in the market, so you understand. You can literally see it on the chart that what the market is doing right now at that very same second. And in fact, some of the indicators you can actually go as low as a minute and it will show you, because I've set it up for 60 seconds, so it will show it up, show you the data for every single minute as well. It's quite fun. Have fun, right? That's what I'm gonna say. Have a bit of fun. This is not financial advice. This is not anything to take as the absolute, right? Just have a bit of fun. So yeah, other than that, I'm looking at BTC, and I've on the chart as well, you'll see I've marked it. So what I did was I went on the daily and I marked the 20-day, the 50-day and the 100-day EMA, and currently the market itself is bouncing around. So it's basically trying to hold support on the 100-day moving average, exponential moving average actually, so EMA, 100-day EMA. And what we need to see is it hold there. But then again, remember, I always say if something is too close to a specific zone, so if we're hitting that low barrier and hitting that support, we're bound to break it at some point. So I've personally looked at the chart, and we've already broken that trend line once. I think we're going to break it again before we see any significant moving upside, right? So once we break, and if we stay below, and I'm doing it on a daily, by the way, so if you look at it on an hourly, it's a whole different story. But once we break down, the only other support we've got is around the 44,500, approximately around that figure. We've got a massive support around there. If we fail that, then sadly our 200-day moving average is the last resort, and that's a whole different number. So, but then again, even the 200-day, the good thing about this is, right, all of these targets, right, and this is quite funny, so I'm giving you a worst case scenario here with a best case outcome. Understand where I'm coming from, right? We went all the way up to $65,000, and then we came down like 15%, I believe it was, and then we're still going down. But if you step back and go, look into the past, right, you'll see the March dump, you'll see the February dump, you'll see the January dump, you'll see the December dump. We have a dump literally every month, right? It's like a technical correction we have. And what you'll realize is each one of those dumps, right, we had like a 20, 25%, 30%, 35%, even a 45% correction at one point, right? So when we're seeing these kind of corrections and these kind of numbers, right, we are expecting the same thing to happen. Remember, for us to see what might or possibly happen in the future, right, we look at the past and we say, okay, we can only judge from the past because the future doesn't exist yet, right? Anything from right now doesn't exist. So in order for us to estimate and guesstimate, or have a high probability or a low probability, because remember, trading and analysis and everything, even technical analysis, is all based on probability. That if we go above this, we will probably go high. If we go below this, we will probably go down. And you'll probably hear a lot of TA talking about this, right? And they'll be like, oh, if it goes above, it will do this. If it goes below, it will do this. And then the following day, they'll come and say, see, I told you exactly as predicted. But the funny fact is, it's not exactly as predicted. So you'll probably notice that when I talk about stuff, I don't give you two scenarios. I just give you one, right? And I'll tell you that that's the highest probability that we're looking at. So right now, the highest probability I see is we are going to go and test the $47,000 mark. Basically, we will go and test that once more, and if we do fall below that, and there's a very thin line of support around that area, but if we do fail that, then we're going straight to 44, right? That's it, we're going to 44. And then after 44, the only other support I can see is around the $40,000 mark, and that would be your 200-day moving average, right? Good thing about the 200-day moving average is if you look at the Bitcoin investor tool, right, the 2-year Bitcoin investor tool, 2-year multiplier, so over what was it? I think it's 730 days. If you look over the 730 days, it's also correlating that the 200-day moving average is the exact same number. So it's giving us the $41,000 as well. So it's really, really cool. That shows us a lot of significance on that. Now the best part, right? So remember, I mean, we've dropped, we're going to go further. That's fine. The best part to see about all of this, so from 65, even if we go to 40, we're still in the bull cycle, because for us from 65, we need to go to 32 in order to invalidate the bull run, right? To go into extended bear market. But if we don't go to the 32 level, we won't have it. And I think there's too much skin in the game right now, too much money involved in the game right now for us to go to those 32 level. Because I was watching yesterday, day before yesterday, massive frenzy, right? So I'm looking at the markets, and all I'm seeing is just buy, you know, 1,000 BTC, 10,000 BTC, sorry, not 10,000, it was Ethereum, it was 3,000 BTC. So I saw numbers as high as 6,000 BTC being bought, right? Moved around, bought, and this and that. And then Ethereum, I see 10,000, 20,000, 25,000. I'm like, what the hell, right? You know, it's just, you look at it and it's just crazy, right? And then past 4 days, almost 200, and listen to me carefully, 200 million XRP moved, right? So, but a lot of those movement for the XRP I've seen going into the exchange. So I'm sure there's a big dump coming in on XRP. So it's not, forget the monetary value, just look at the coins itself, right? Monetary value could be anything. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty awesome when you look at all of this, you see what's happening, market movements, right? You see all of that, you take all of that data, and then you look at your own charts and you see that certain things. So for example, I was looking at the market cap, and the market cap is still dropping. Sorry, not the market cap. I was looking at the BTC dominance. It's still actually dropping. But funny thing is recently, in the last couple of days, so it went to 49%, and then it popped up again, right? And currently, I think it's almost about 51%. But there's a funny, crucial fact in that, right? When I was looking at it, I saw something. I saw Ethereum gained momentum, so Ethereum has more dominance now. BTC has a slight bit of dominance, right? Some altcoins, and this is where I'm coming from, some altcoins started dumping. And the funny thing about that is the altcoins that dumped, they didn't cash out, they went back to BTC. This is why the BTC dominance started to pump, right? So this is what I want you to understand, that every one of those shit coins someone sold, right, or majority of the people, like the big whales who sold it, they didn't sell it for your fiat or your USDT or whatnot, right? They sold it for BTC. So that's what it is. They're making more BTC, right? So that's what you have to understand. That's what I've been telling everybody as well. So look at your wallet. I made a video the other day. I said, pause the video, look at your wallet, right? That's what I was mentioning. Look and see how much BTC you have more. You have more BTC even though the market's dumping. Anyway, talking about Coinbase, right? Let's go to Coinbase right now. So Coinbase has been around since 2012, had its recent IPO, XYZ, ups and downs, you know, all the craziness in the market with Coinbase. But one thing Coinbase has been doing many years, Coinbase never ever listed the first ever Tether coin, USDT. Never listed it, right? It's like BNB. Coinbase doesn't want to list BNB, right? Coinbase doesn't want to list any exchange coin because they are an exchange. They don't want to be promoting exchange coins. And we know, what was it? I think it was Bitstamp or BitMEX or Bitfinex. Sorry, Bitfinex is the company, is the original creator of USDT. So it's an exchange. So they never ever used USDT until last night. They actually validated it and they actually allowed USDT. They gave validation to USDT. Which is funny. And then since then I've been watching how a lot of USDT has been printing because a lot of people are paying for it and a lot of movements happening in USDT, right? It's going crazy. So that's what I want everybody to understand, that you know, USDT just got validation from Coinbase. It was funny to see that. I was like, wow, okay, what's next? I mean, are they going to actually activate Binance Coin? Because if they do, I mean, it would be awesome, right? You know, it will be awesome to see Binance Coin on Coinbase. I think that will make Binance go parabolic for sure, right? So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. So it's interesting what the market's doing. But another thing to see is institutions, right? The institutional frenzy going on right now. So we know that about 4 or 5 days ago, 3 ETF started trading for 3 ETF for Ethereum started trading on the same day. The following day they had the highest volume combined together. That's quite good. And also remember I mentioned how Bitcoin ETF took years for it to come, but now Ethereum ETF, boom, it's just like instant, right? So there's a lot of movement in Ethereum. I think Ethereum is the only altcoin that has a chance to gain massive dominance, and also we might actually see the price pumps coming in. So you know, we went as close to, almost close to the first target we had. Remember we had a target for 2,700. Well, we went to 2,600 and something. I was off for a few dollars, basically, few dollars, right? You know, $10, $20, few dollars compared to 1,000. That's what I want to say. So that's what happened. But I think Ethereum right now is going to make a move any second, because I was looking at the charts and it's not following BTC, it's just doing its own thing. I'm quite happy about that. Every time Ethereum does that is really good, because when Ethereum follows the market, Ethereum actually suffers quite a bit. But when Ethereum stops following the market and does its own thing, it creates new highs, right? It creates brand new highs. So definitely, I think Ethereum has a good chance to do all sorts of crazy. Definitely. And obviously my other picks that I've got, I'm just gonna stick around on them. Those are long holds. A lot of like Cardano, Polkadot, these are not for today, right? These are long holds, right? So my long hold coins, I'm not even looking at them. I'm not even gonna bother taking them out. I've literally put them in a wallet and chuck them somewhere, so you won't see them anymore. I won't even talk about it probably. No point talking about it unless they start pumping. So, and I've loaded up more Cardano and this and that. By the way, I've loaded up before the dump, so I'm at loss right now, but doesn't matter, because as I said, they're long holds, right? They're long holds. These are not for today. So yeah, other than that, BTC, good opportunity, good discount. I mean, I know I say it every single time that you're not going to get these discounts again, guys. Same thing applies again. You're not going to get these discounts, right? So as you can see, every time we had these dumps or anything like that, whatever price we dumped to, we never went back to those. So when we went to like from I think it was from 27 to 20k, we never went back again, right? When we went from like 40 to 30 or something, we never. What I'm trying to say is we never go back to these lows. So this might just create a new low, and then that's it. We're never probably going to go back there. So let's see, because this is going to be very, very, very interesting to observe and to trade. But right now, all I'm recommending to everybody is, all I'm recommending to people is, buy the dips, buy the dips. That's all I can say, right? There's nothing else I can say. So just buy the dips. This is your opportunity, to pick up as many dips as you can. I'm obviously, so I'm personally, I've got multiple orders where I'm going to be supporting the market and try and see if we can be bullish and pick it up again and see where it goes from there. So yeah, other than that, guys, I'm not going to make it any longer. Thank you very much for watching. If you watched it right to the end, I will leave the link for the chart below. Also, there's plenty of other stuff, all the disclaimers, all the other stuff. It does support the channel. They're all below the in the link, basically. So if you haven't liked, share, please like the video, share with one other if you find value, if you think it's going to help somebody, and don't forget to subscribe, right? Let's grow the channel. Also, guys, big warning, all right, big warning. I've noticed scammers, so they do this to all the popular YouTube channels, by the way. Every single popular YouTube channel, they would do it. Especially the cryptocurrency popular ones. So what they did, they've literally gone in and they've created my icon, my channel name, and you'll see them coming on the chat, and they will be thanking people and sharing a WhatsApp number. That's not me, right? Also, you can clearly identify who I am from when I say something, how my icon looks. I'll be grayed out because I'm the owner of the channel. You know, the other person's just a commenter. I can't do that. So that's what you have to understand. if I was the owner of the channel sending you a message, I wouldn't show up like that on a normal standard chat comment, right? That doesn't work like this. So I'll always be grayed out because that's my account. So just be careful, guys. These guys, all they want to do is scam you out of your Bitcoin. They'll make all sorts of promises and all sorts whatsoever. You can have a real person talking and you know it's not me. If you don't hear my voice, it's not me, right? So please do understand this and just be warned. I'm going to try and keep the warnings as much as possible. Let's see what happens. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.